Let's talk about some concealed carry options for you when you're carrying your gun out in town every day. What's up, YouTube? Look, I'm not Chad. If you guys want to call me Chad, that's fine. But I don't look anything like him, man. Just because we're brothers, we ain't twins. I don't know why y'all keep saying, "Oh, Chad, you shaved your beard, where'd your beard go?" Or some of you say, "Hey, you're chilly." I could kind of get somewhat, maybe you're confusing me and chilly, but come on, man. Don't be a smooth brain. Pay attention to who you're watching. But if y'all want to call me Chad, fine, I don't give a crap. It don't bother me. What I want to talk to you guys about today is other carry options other than the gun belt that you see us wearing here at 3 of 7 Project in many of our, really all of our range training videos except a few. And I see a lot of comments, people saying, "Oh, those are cool drills. That's great, Chad. That's great, Blake. I'm glad you guys are putting this out. But we don't carry our guns that way." Well, I hear that. I agree with that. But many of the shooting skills that you practice with the gun belt translate directly into concealed carry, okay? There's only 2 areas that I can think of that they don't, and that's the draw stroke. I'll give it to you. Your draw stroke from an out of the waistband drop leg holster is much different than a concealed carry draw. And also your mag change. And those are just different because you're storing that equipment in different places. And I do practice those draw strokes, those mag changes and things like that with the options that I use to conceal carry. It's important to practice those because they are different. But everything else translates the same. The fundamentals of marksmanship are the same whether you're carrying an appendix in the waistband, out of the waistband, duty drop leg holster, doesn't matter. All of those skills translate and are used regardless of how you're carrying. The only thing that changes is your draw stroke. And so I do give you a little bit of credit on that, you guys that comment that. So that's what I want to talk to you about today, are some different methods that I use to carry. And I'll show you those. I'll do some video of drawing. Maybe I'll do some time test to just show the difference between that and a draw stroke from a duty holster and things like that. So let's get into it. All right, so the first option I want to talk to you about today that I really like for concealed carry is this We the People out of the waistband kind of pancake style holster. Now some of you might be saying, "Oh, that's not concealed carry, that's out of the waistband." But man, this thing, it's the perfect height. So the belt loops are the perfect height so that it doesn't sit way below your shirt line and your barrel and gun are hanging out. It hugs tight to your body, so just a regular shirt over the top of it conceals it very well. And it's got good retention, just the leather and the natural bend of it on your gun, the grip of it on your gun secures it pretty well. And this is a great company, guys. All of their stuff is handmade here in the USA. They're out of Las Vegas, Nevada. They've got hundreds of different types in stock. Some of them are out of the waistband, some of them are in the waistband. They don't all have to have a belt. And they actually do even sell gun belts, really nice, thick, reinforced, heavy-duty gun belts. And they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee on their product, so you can buy this thing, try it out for 30 days. If you don't like it, send it back. They'll give you your money, no questions asked. So great company, great product. We're going to be using this today out here on the range. We'll do some time tests with it, see how well it conceals, and talk about maybe some things that we can do right with our draw stroke drawing from this. Another option, you guys have saw this if you followed the channel for any amount of time, and half of you on here are going to hate on it, but it don't matter. The Fanny Pack, man. You can't go wrong with the Fanny Pack, all right? This Fanny Pack right here, this is made by Hill People Gear. They make great stuff. This will hold up to a Glock 19. In this back portion here, you can keep all your other stuff in the bigger zipper compartment, your wallet, keys, knife, flashlight, whatever it is you like to carry. And then up front here, carry whatever else. You put some, I got a pin in there, some hair ties for this old long hair that y'all don't like, a couple checkbooks, all kind of stuff in here. But man, I can put everything I need for the day in this Fanny Pack along with the gun, and it's still not cumbersome to draw from. So I'll show you guys this option as well. I utilize both pretty regularly, but let's go out here on the range and get some footage of actually shooting and utilizing these things. We'll run some time tests and some different drills, and this will be for you guys that are commenting that we never put out anything that has civilian practicality to it, because this will. So let's get out there and do it. All right, guys, so here we are out here up on the line. We're going to be shooting at this white steel silhouette here in front of me. And the first thing I've got is this We the People holster. So today I'm shooting a Springfield Hellcat. And the way that I like to set up this holster is I like to run it through the belt loop of, or the loop on the holster, and then through a belt loop, and then through the rear loop on the holster. So it's got 3 points of contact. It's going through the holster, my belt, and then back through the holster, and it really secures it tight. And that's just where I like to, or how I like to set mine up. I've found that that gives me the best retention of the actual holster. So you guys can see I've got just my shirt draped over it here. It actually conceals really well, I think, especially to be an out of the waistband holster. And one other thing I want to hit on about out of the waistband holster, or just carrying in general, you're going to carry whatever is most comfortable. I know a lot of y'all like that appendix in the waistband, and I've tried that. I've carried that way, and I've done it, you know, consistently, trying to get used to it, and I just can't get used to it. All right, it's just uncomfortable to me. It's uncomfortable to sit down. When you're standing up, it's okay, but it's just cumbersome to me. And then you have to have, you know, certain pants that are a little bit bigger to allow it to go in the waistband, and it's just too much for me. And let's be honest, if something's uncomfortable and you don't like it, you're going to be less likely to carry that. And the best gun, the best way to carry is the way that you will carry. So if you're carrying around a little 22 North American Arms, but you're not carrying your 44 Magnum you left at home because it's too big and cumbersome to carry, then the 22 Mag's a better option because you'll actually carry it. That's what I'm getting at, is that it needs to be comfortable, it needs to be practical, but there's a balance there. It still needs to be concealable. And I think this strikes that balance. So I've got my shot timer here. Let's just work a couple reps on this white steel silhouette and see what the time is on this draw stroke. On a duty holster, I can come out of the holster and put one shot on target in around a second and a half or something like that. So let's see how this one compares. All right, here we go. All right, so that was 2.19. I had a little snag coming out with my shirt, but it just happens. You got something over it. You got to clear the garment, get to the gun. Let's do it again. .68. We'll run one more. .97. So my fastest time was 1.68. My slowest was, I think, 2.19. So somewhere kind of in that range. And, you know, that's not that much more time than it is with the duty holster that I was out here. I told you I could do that in about 1.5 seconds. Maybe a little less if I practiced a little bit more. But this is cold bore, man. This is cold bore. This is the first shots I've taken with this today. And so I'm happy with that. Some things that we need to do, though, if we decide that we're going to draw our weapon, there is a couple extra movements involved. One is reaching down and grabbing that garment and clearing it. It's a key movement. You have to do that to be able to get to your gun. So that's something that you need to practice. You need to practice where to grab, how to grab. I kind of tend to go for the bottom of my shirt, the hem of my shirt, and pull it up rather than up here, because if there's not enough material there, you might miss it. But if you go from the bottom, you can usually at least scoop that bottom piece. So I start from the bottom, pull up and clear it, and I'll pull up higher than I think I'm going to need. I'm going to pull it up as high as I can to expose that gun and allow me to get a good grip and come out on target. So there's one option that you guys can use and that I use for concealed carry. It's out of the waistband, We the People holster, just a simple t-shirt. draped over, this is a great setup. It's comfortable, it's practical. You can carry this gun, holds 15 rounds. I'm happy with that. So let's talk about the other option, which is the Fanny Pack. All right, so here we go, back on the same yard line. We'll be shooting the same target, and this time I've got the Fanny Pack, okay? Again, I know half of y'all gonna hate on this, say you ain't gonna carry no Fanny Pack, this or that, but I like it, man. Keeps my pockets free. I can put everything I need for the day in there. I like it. I don't give a crap what it looks like. So I've got the same pistol, the Springfield Hellcat, inside of here, and let's give it a go and see. I expect this one to be a little bit slower. I've never actually ran this as a timed drill. I have practiced reps out of it, but never timed it, so I'll be curious to see how it does in comparison to the out of the waistband holster. So these just have some bigger loop. I just added these to the Fanny Pack, some bigger loop cord on the pull cords, and you just leave your rear compartment cracked a little bit so that zipper can break open when you pull on it. So we'll do the same thing, one shot on the buzzer on the white steel. Let's see what we got. All right, that was 2.93, so significantly slower. You're talking about a second there. So let's run another one. All right, that's a little bit faster, 2.10. So we're getting down, I don't know, kind of close to what we were with the out of the waistband holster, but it is a much bigger, more kind of cumbersome movement. But this is, I would say, more comfortable to carry it, this method, than out of the waistband personally. But anyways, there's two options for you guys. There's some times that we were practicing. I think I threw a couple rounds of ammo out of there as I was digging my gun out. So if you don't like carrying guns inside of bags without a trigger guard, you can buy like a little Kydex trigger guard to go over it and stick inside of here, and then you could retain that trigger guard to the inside of your Fanny Pack so that you've always got something over the trigger, and when you pull the gun out, it breaks away. But I don't keep anything else inside of here, and it's padded on both sides to keep anything from hooking the trigger from the outside through the fabric. So I've carried this gun this way for a really long time and never had any issues as far as safety goes. So, but if that's something you're concerned about, that's certainly an option that you could do. All right, guys, so there you have it. Two other ways that you can carry your gun concealed every day while you're out in town doing whatever you're doing. They're both effective, they're both efficient, and they're both comfortable. We talked about the out of the waistband holster made by We the People. Hugs tight to the body, it rides high, it's secure, it's got good retention. It's a great company. This is an awesome option. Throw your shirt over it, nobody's gonna see it. Then you have the Fanny Pack. Throw everything else that you need in for the day that you're gonna be carrying around inside of this thing, roll out, you're good to go. It's a little more cumbersome, it's a little slower to draw from, but I would say that it's a little more comfortable. So you pick which one you want to do. I kind of bounce between the both of them depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing. So you guys let me know if you got other methods that you like to carry from. Drop them in the comments. I know a lot of y'all like appendix in the waistband. I know some of y'all may like in the waistband, you know, 3 or 4 o'clock or something like that. There's a bunch of different ways. These are just the two that I have found to be the most comfortable that I will actually use and still be effective and efficient to produce a semi-fast draw and get around on target. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, drop us a comment.